Hello, Board Game Shenanigans here. So this is another little unboxing video of an older game, and that's of God of War, the card game from Simon. And the reason I've picked this game up is because it was on a sale. So on Amazon UK, it was $9.95, which I think this generally retail for like around 30. So that's quite a big discount, like 2/3 off pretty much, maybe more. I'm not sure exactly how it was, but other places selling it for around 30. Amazon has it for $9.95, so nice and easy, quick game to pick up. It's a cooperative game based on the God of War game, and that is the new version, based on the Norse mythology, not the original Greek one, which I've not actually played the video game version of the PlayStation 4 game. I've only actually played the original PS2 game, and that's about it. I've not actually gone any more into the video game series than that. So this game, I kind of picked it up because it was a cooperative game and it was cheap as well. So because it was cheap and co-op, I'm like, well, it's a good game. It's reviewed all right at the time when it came out. I remember seeing Sam Healy's review on Dice Tower, and that was give it a favourable review. So from that's why I've judged it now to pick it up. Simon as well, they are making another God of War game in the near future. They will be making a God of War board game, which will have, you know, all the minis of all the characters like Kratos and all the other characters from this new game, probably from the newest one as well, the Ragnarok one that came out last year. So you got some tokens, very similar to say Bloodborne from first glance to me, like how they had that live tokens in the Bloodborne board game card game, and I think they're going with that same model. They made a card game for Bloodborne and then made the board game, and then they've done the same with this game, but this one just a bit behind. I think they did Bloodborne first, maybe because Bloodborne was, you know, an older IP, whereas they could wait on this one a bit more because, you know, they've got more games they can make from it, because they could capitalize on the new video games and DLC. I think there's a new DLC for God of War likely coming sometime this year, next year, so they could capitalize with a new Kickstarter for God of War, the board game. So I'm not too sure what all the new characters, but I remember Kratos from the original game, and then they've got his son, the boy or whatever, where they make all the memes about him and his son and everything. It's quite a common thing, like Homer and Bart Simpson type of thing going on. But these must be like your player character cards and things like that. Then we've got a nice insert tray here. It seems good. I'm not sure if it'll fit all the sleeve cards if you sleeve this game, but it's got an embossed God of War card game logo in there, and it's got these nice tray with ridges in it. Not sure how I feel about that. We'll see how it goes when I've opened all the packs and played the game. The dice here, a unique one for the game, just like a 6-sided dice with some shields on. You probably roll it to get defense values in the game. A lot of packs of cards. Yeah, not going to go too in depth. I think because there's always a lot of cards in these, and you know, you're going to see the same thing, a lot of these. And then they've got some big cards as well. So these must be separate by different missions, different parts of the game you're going to play. I think you make the board out of these cards, and then you move the standees across on them and things like that. Not too many pieces in here. I got some stands for the standees as well. And that's about it inside. Nothing underneath. Yeah. I'll tell you about inserts. I do not like plastic inserts like this, they're always, you know, they look, oh, that looks well designed, that's going to work, and then you put the cards in, you put the card stuff in, and it's always never fits properly. Especially if you're someone who sleeves cards, then it's like, oh, there's enough space, and then it's just tightly squeezed in all these places. It's just, you know, they're not worth it. It's just, I'd rather just an empty box or a cardboard one that's easily to use. Let's open a few cards and have a look. Yeah, so they're probably going to do a Kickstarter with the new game, with minis and all that later down the line. A bigger game. Don't know if it's any going to be any good, or what type of game it'll be. Could be co-op, could be not. So these must be more attack cards and stuff for your characters. Got your face on. Bit generic there, isn't it? Where you've got the same picture on every single card. So more cheaply made this, you know, you can sell it was made for a cheap cost for retail. I probably paid closer to what they've cost to make it, to be honest. Yeah, so these are all the playable characters with their same art on every card, so not much to see in that one. Let's try a big pack and have a look. Yeah, there's a quick video here, just trying out some unboxing, having a see how it feels. And yeah, so these like sync up, I think. Yeah, so you got a few of these where the double art cards reminds me of old Pokemon cards. They used to do double art Pokemon cards and stuff, or those ones you get in magazines. This one continues on for 3. Don't know if that one goes, yeah, it goes in the end. Four rows, so you set these up for each mission, and then each card's like a different part of the map. It has a different action on it, and some on the back as well. They flip over more to the other side of them. Make more sense when you're playing the game. Shame about Bloodborne, because you know I was probably my favourite video game on the PS4, but it was made a joint between From Software and Sony Japan Studio, the main studio for Sony Japan, and they shut down the Japanese studio, so it's not likely to get another Bloodborne game out there because of that. So maybe the next Bloodborne thing we'll see will be a follow-up Kickstarter for Bloodborne from CMON, I think, because they did have a lot of content there they never actually covered. They kind of just skipped over a lot of it, and there's still another Kickstarter worth of content they can make another CMON game from. As time goes on with CMON, I'm getting more and more games from them. I think they do put out good quality products in the end, but like this one, quite a cheaper one. I've got Bloodborne the card game as well, and Bloodborne board game, and Zombicide, Black Plague, and Undead or Alive, and Cthulhu Death May Die. So I've got quite a few of these games from CMON now that are, you know, a lot of big games that they've made. So they make quite a lot, and I just seem to drift towards some of them and get them. So generally, they're probably one of the game companies I own the most games for at the moment. And different varied people work on those games, and they're always making something, but generally it's like the cooperative style ones I'm liking the most, and they make good co-op games, I guess. Yeah, so you can see there's a lot of the same here. There's more of these different missions. Not going to show every single one. Sure, it'll make more sense when I've actually set up and played the game. You can play this solo or co-op to 4 people. 90 minutes is what it says on the box. Not sure how accurate that is. And then you've got I think 14 plus, so younger than the actual video game was put on the box. I think that is like an 18, maybe a 16. So I guess I don't know how sometimes board games are a 14. I don't know how they grade it on that, because you know, it's not like there's like violence in a board game. It's not like a video game age rating, so a lot different. For me, is it gauging on how you think they're going to handle it. Like, a young child might not understand the mechanics in the game, because it doesn't make sense half the time. It's like, well, there's nothing that, you know, graphic in the game. You know, I didn't see any art there that was like man getting his head cut off or anything, so it's not like it feels that way. I think it's just very odd. It's like, let's take another look at the cardboard. So let's pop some standees out, come out okay, and you slot that in with the plastic. Let's get the big man out, Kratos. Yeah, got a big axe. Bit misaligned on the back. It seems a bit odd, you know, like seems more white to the left of him than on the front side. Maybe it's just that side of it in general, at the axe here as well. Yeah. Ooh. And then just generic tokens. Let's get this big player 1 token maybe. I haven't really made sure I looked at everything means about the game, because, you know, it wasn't like I was deep in research for the game. I just kind of saw it was cheap and picked it up. Still on sale now, so if you're in the UK, pick up a copy and see if it's cheap for you guys if you're into this sort of game. But other than that, that's kind of it really. It's not too much in there. There's a few more packs of cards, but they're all like these big ones, so you know, they're all a bit, you know, they don't mean anything, and they're not that well looking, you know, brief, you know, first impressions. It's, you know, it's a cheaper looking game. That's probably why it's been sold for cheap. People probably weren't really buying it too much, but that's God of War. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, sometimes I just make these little rambles as well, like unboxings, you know, just a little something bonus. Nothing, not too much effort put in, but just some extra. And I'll show it for new games I get as well, and whatever else. So thanks for watching. Bye.